What's going on, everyone? We're going to cover the Nasdaq 100. So for all of you futures traders, day traders of equities, let's pay attention here to exactly what's going on with the QQQ. Now, we're not exactly out of the mud yet, okay? It's been a nice little 2-day rally that came off of a previous, 3, 4, 5-day kind of sell-off, right? Not even, you can't even really call it a sell-off, a little bit of a pullback, right? Because the markets are still, way high. Way high. So what we're looking at here is we're going to start off by looking at this QQQ chart, and we're looking at the 60-minute view. Now, what I want to kind of show you guys here is definitely something to kind of keep in mind, both to the long side as well as to the short side. Now, if you look at this yellow line here, this is your 200 simple moving average, big area of supply. Okay, if you know anything about moving averages or supply and demand, underneath the 200 supply, you're generally selling, and anything over the 200 supply, you're generally buying. Now, if the market can, and you can see here on this 60-minute view, if the market can start to reclaim this level of supply, which is sitting at around $616.43, and we start to build upon that, we could be looking at a day 3, day 4 continuation here into 626. Okay, so that's one thing that we're going to keep in mind. So going into tomorrow, which is going to be February the 10th, what we want to see is a break of 616.43. We want to see a pullback, and then we want to see a confirmation of those new highs. If that happens, we are going to put a little bit of risk on, and we're going to be going to the long side. Now, let's say there's a gap up, or there's a spike in the overnight session, and we cannot hold that 616 area, and we start trading down. We've got a lot of support that's kind of stacking 614, 611, 610, 608. So there's a lot of support that's starting to build here. These are all equally going to be some bounce opportunities. I particularly might look for a bounce somewhere between 610 and 611. And then take my foot off the gas. If we don't get the bounce at 610, 611, then I want to hold off, because if we start to get below that 607, 605, and anything below 605 is going to put a pretty good sell cycle on down to 600. Okay, so again, if you're thinking about, well, if there's potential to go to 600, why not short from 614, 615, 610? Because these are all bounce opportunities, right? These are all demand zones where we could pull back, and you want to see those pullbacks, because typically if you're going long, you don't want to really be buying into strength that much. You want to see us break that level, pull back into one of these demand zones, and then you want to grab it off of 611, 613, 614. Those would be perfect opportunities to kind of confirm those highs over 616. Now, if we look at the daily chart here, you're going to see 2-day bounce. Technically you could call it 3 days from the last washout on the 5th of February. And we're coming into some pretty big spots. Okay, so if I was to zoom in here a little bit and give you guys a closer view of some of these spots that we're coming into a 50-day moving average. We're coming into our 20-day moving average. These are going to be big areas of supply. You can see here today, as we started to approach the 20 EMA, the 50 SMA, various moving averages, 50 simple, 20 simple, 20 EMA. You can see that we're rejected, right? We did not just break through 616, 620 and start to fly. Now, it doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. Typically on these dead cat bounces, you're looking at 2 to 3 days worth of a dead cat bounce, and then you start to see that rejection. So if we do get up over 616 on that smaller 60-minute view, and we start to push towards 618, 619, that's ultimately where you're going to want to be selling for profits on your day trades or your swings, your short-term swings. Because a lot of times what happens is a lot of traders will have really good entries, from today or the previous trading day, and you're kind of holding, thinking that, hey, the low is in. To me personally, it does not look like the low is in. I would like to see 580s get tested here. How much pain you're going to be able to deal with into 580s if you're holding long-term portfolio is going to be dependent on how well you're diversified on that portfolio. So just kind of hang tight there. Definitely buy the dip opportunities down there at 580s, 570s. But a lot of times when traders get in on this bounce, they have a really good price for a day trade or even a multi-day swing trade. and they get stuck in this mode where they're holding for too long. They're not understanding that you're still in a seller-sided market underneath that 50-day moving average. So nothing has really changed from where we are today than where we were here, here, or here. It's all the same, okay? Sell, sell, sell underneath the 50-day moving average. Look at what happens on this day here on February the 3rd once we lost and we closed below that 50-day moving average. We had a very violent, very violent sell-off, okay, for 2 days. I mean, this is a big move here from 616 all the way down to 594. Big move in 2 days, right? But you can see the market is trying to recover. Now, one thing that the bulls have going for them, we have reclaimed our shortest nearest term sentiment moving averages, 5-day moving average. So typically whoever's controlling the 5-day moving average, generally speaking, has control of that next day's price action, especially if we clear out the previous day's highs. Okay, so if tomorrow we are trading over today's highs, which are sitting at what's the price? 616.46. We want to be long. The only problem with that is that it's not going to be a lot of room. So I can see a push to 618, 619, and then followed by a little pullback. And then followed by the market starting to get, a little bit choppy, right? So what ultimately we want to see, if the bulls are going to continue this rally, we want to really blow through 619 and close above it. Then when we do get that pullback, we want to see that break and retest pattern start to form, okay? We don't want to see the market, typically go straight up and then kind of get back here towards these highs, because the farther it goes to the upside without that significant pullback after reclaiming supply, typically speaking, it is the harder the pullback, okay? So what are we looking at for tomorrow? Tomorrow, we want to see if the Nasdaq 100 can reclaim some of these supply zones. And the supply zones that I'm looking at for some day trades is over 616.5. So over 616.5 could take you up to 618, 619. Anything over 619, you're looking at 626, at least for a short-term, momentum style play. If we push through 616 and get rejected, and we close on a 60-minute candle back below 616, you would be looking at a buy the dip opportunity at 613 and 611. Those are the only two areas where I would personally be looking to long. After that, if we start to get a little bit below that, I'm going to let it go, because you need to see if it's a little bit more of a deeper pullback beyond 612, 613, then we're probably coming back down to 607 and 605. And in that particular case, it's now turning into a sell the supply with the anticipation that this breaks through 605 and treads back down here towards 600, which you can see from just a couple of days ago when we were trading around that 600 zone. We tested it once, we tested it twice, we had a little bit of a dead cat bounce followed by a continuation breakdown. Now, if we do start to lose that 600 zone, okay, if we lose this whole 600 zone, then yeah, I think 587, 578 is probably going to be really near. And if that is the case, we will probably be looking at a true correction, at least 10 to 12% in the Nasdaq 100 over probably the next 30 days. Okay, so I don't think that the bottom is in yet. We have to kind of carefully navigate these trades. We have to carefully put on risk and not just think, hey, the market is bounced for 2 days and we're going to continue to go higher. Okay, so I hope you got a little bit something out of that. If you do want to follow along, make sure you guys hit the like button. I truly appreciate it, those of you guys who smashed that like button. Make sure you guys are giving me a subscribe, a follow, a share. If you guys want to join the Discord, that link is down in the description box below. Also, if you guys are futures traders, Apex Trader Funding is 80% off. You guys can use my discount code DAnthony and save that 80% off. Links also down in the description box below. I will see all of you guys on the next video.